What's up everybody, Mobius N7 here with another motorcycle video. Today we're going to be replacing my Givi Metro T side bags with the Givi Alaska 36 liter panniers. The Metro T side bags are 18 liters a piece, they're semi-rigid, have side pockets, and are held down with a zipper and those straps that you can see. But I wanted some sturdier luggage, so let's get started working on Mystletainn. Right, here are some tools that we'll be using. We've got breaker bar, ratchet, combination wrench, Loctite, extension, socket bits, and the hardware provided by Givi. Now I've replaced some of them with stainless steel bolts because that's what I had on hand. And these are the PL6410 Givi racks. So the first step is to remove the Metro T saddlebags from their racks, because you can't take out the racks without taking out the saddlebags. Alright, to remove the racks, you have to take out these two bolts. I believe they are M6 or M8, I can't really remember. They're just held in there with Loctite, and you have to take them out from the top shock as well. So there's one connection point, and then the other two connection points are at the Triumph mounting rack, grab rail and mount kit. And worth noting that if you want to use the Metro T saddlebags with the Bonneville, you do need to have Triumph's rear grab rail and rack kit. And there's the mount itself, the rack. The first step to installing the PL6410 racks is to remove the passenger foot peg. This is going to be one of the connection points for the racks. The other two are the top of the shock and the Triumph rear grab rail and rack mounting kit. And this is the bolt that will hold the rack to the frame. It also includes a spacer, so it can clear the tubing of the rear grab rail. And you just tighten those down. And of course, you gotta use Loctite. Wouldn't want these flying off the bike at highway speeds. The torque spec for these bolts is 15 foot-pounds each. Now, as you can see, the next mounting point is the top of the rear shock. And the rack itself attaches to that little bracket via another bolt that you screw in from behind the plate. So all in all, these 3 or 4 connection points are what make it possible for the Alaska panniers to hold up to 22 pounds. And there's also a thicker, the tubing is thicker. Whereas the Metro T could only hold up to 8 pounds because the railings were thin and there were only 2 connection points. Now the back one, I couldn't fit my torque wrench in there, so all I did was Loctite. The torque spec for the top shock bolt is, I believe, 21 foot-pounds. And once you get everything on and tightened, it's very sturdy. It also includes a plastic cap that can cover up that hole. And then lastly, you just reattach the passenger foot pegs. And on the other side, just do exactly the same thing. Now, before I put the panniers onto Mystletainn, I wanted to install Givi's Hold It Easy system. Now, that's a feature that I think only the Alaska panniers have, where this little contraption here kind of flips out and it holds the panniers against the bike, but at an angle. So if you have a top case that prevents the panniers from opening completely, you can lean the cases out without fully removing them from the bike. And it's a really straightforward process. All you got to do is remove 2 screws and then add 2 screws. Now, conveniently, those screws that you need to remove are they have a red washer, because many of the components on the panniers are replaceable, in case they get damaged. So I just want to point out those washers that look like washers. They're not washers. They actually need to go on the little pegs that the case sits on at the bottom of the rack. Otherwise, there won't be enough room between, the tubing of the rack and the plate of the mounting post. So, like I said, just remove 2 screws, put on the Hold It Easy system, and then replace it with the slightly longer screws that it comes with, and then tighten down a lock nut at the back and cover that with a plastic cap. Givi's manual suggested mounting it on the side that's going to be closest to the lock, but I found that I wanted to have the locks pointing to the back of the bike, so I actually moved it to the other side of the latch. Otherwise, my Hold It Easy system wouldn't work properly. And then you just do the same thing with the other case. It's good to point out that the Hold It Easy system is actually optional. As you can see, they don't come pre-installed when you get the cases, so it's up to the rider whether or not they want to use it. And personally, in the last few weeks, I've found them to be pretty useful, actually. Because if you're not ready and you try to take the panniers off the rack, they will fall. And here's Mystletainn with just the PL6410 racks on. It actually looks kind of natural on the bike, I think. There's also more room in between the rack and the shocks, so you can put a reservoir shock in there if you want. And here's Mystletainn with her brand new panniers. Now they make the bike look wider, and I think it is wider. So when I'm filtering, I have to, keep that in mind. But they do look awesome. To finish out the installation, I did also pick up some new accessories for the cases. I have some reflective strips, I have some carrying straps, and I have nets that can go inside the case itself, in the lid, so I can have extra storage space. And this is what they look like with those on. So that is my installation video of the Givi Alaska 36-liter panniers. Or panniers, I'm really not sure how to pronounce it. If you watched to the end, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely going to be doing more motorcycle stuff and music stuff, because that's where my channel started. I can't leave that behind. So yeah, talk to y'all later.